we're going to talk about why the first generation Jews were not allowed to enter the promised land. So God brings the Israelites up out of Egypt and brings them to the border of the land that was promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In Deuteronomy 1:8, it says, "Look, I have set the land before you. Go and take possession of the land that Yahweh swore to your ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give it to them and their offspring after them." It was a simple command that God gave: go and take it. Now, if we look into the book of Numbers, chapter 13, and God tells Moses to go and survey the land that God is going to give to Israelites. It was always God's intention to give this land to the Israelites. In Numbers 13, 1 through 3, it says, "And Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Send for yourself men, and let them explore the land of Canaan, which I'm about to give to the Israelites. From each tribe of his father send one man, everyone a leader among them." So Moses sent them from the desert to Paran on the command of Yahweh. All of the men were leaders of the Israelites. Now we go to Numbers 13:27. "And they came to Moses and Aaron and to the entire community of the Israelites in the desert of Paran at Kadesh. They brought back word to them and to all the community that showed, and they also showed them the fruit of the land. And they told them, We came to the land that you sent us, and it is flowing with milk and honey. This is the fruit." So he holds it up. So they have seen the promised land. They sent the spies into the promised land. They bring back the fruit and the milk and honey, and it was all great. But they found these really big people, and the Amorites, and some of them got scared. In Deuteronomy 1:30 says, "Yahweh your God, who is going before you, will fight for you." So they come back to get the reports, everything, and God is still like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm going with you. I'm going to fight for you, just as he did for you in Egypt before your eyes." So it's something that you've already seen as well. And just as he did in the wilderness when you saw that Yahweh your God carried you, just as someone carries his son all along the way that you traveled it until you reached this place. You know, God said it several times. This is your land. It's a promise that I'm fulfilling to Abraham, Isaac, and they were disobedient. So for all the disobedience and lack of faith in God to do what he promised to do, and what God promises will come true, and he was trying to fulfill his promise here. In Deuteronomy 1:34 and 35, it says, "Then Yahweh heard the sound of your words, and he was angry, and he swore, saying, No one of these men of this evil generation will see the good land that I swore to give to your ancestors." Here, the Greek word for swore can be read as a promise or an oath. The rebellion against God was that bad that he made a promise that this generation will never enter the promised land. So if we look over everything, we could sum it up that we have a promise from God, and the Israelites didn't believe in it. And it was their lack of faith in God that caused them not to enter the promised land.